At first, I convinced myself I was okay. Clean sheets, hot meals, polite staff. What more could I ask for? Everything looked fine on the outside, but inside, something didn't feel right. The walls were white and spotless, but they didn't hold any memories. The bed didn't creak like mine. It smelled like bleach, not comfort. It felt like I was living in a showroom, not a life. My room is tidy, yes, but it's not mine. There's no chipped cup I drink tea from every morning. No squeaky drawer that sticks unless you pull it just right. No worn rug by the door that once belonged to my mother. These aren't just things. They're pieces of who I am. And without them, I feel less like me. I watch the staff smile. They are kind, yes. But they don't know what I used to do in the evenings or how I like my eggs. I miss that. I miss being known. Here, I'm just room 108, back home. I was Mrs. Walker, or Mom, or Ellen who always makes the best stew. That mattered. This place is safe. I'm fed. I'm clothed. I'm monitored. But I'm also shrinking, not in body, but in presence. I walk slower not because I'm tired, but because there's nowhere personal to walk to. My days are managed, my choices scheduled, my freedom silent. If any part of this feels real to you, please like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. Let's make space for voices that deserve to be heard. There are people everywhere. Nurses rushing. Residents sitting together in the lounge, a TV on in the corner. But no one really talks. No laughter, no long conversations, just presence. The kind that fills space but not the heart. I see faces every day, but most don't look back. We exist in the same place, but not in the same world. I eat with others, but we don't share meals. We chew, we swallow, we leave. I miss someone asking how I slept. I miss hearing someone say, "Try this, it's my favorite." There's a rhythm here, but no music, no connection. Everyone is alone together. It's the loneliest I've ever felt while being surrounded by people. Back home, a neighbor would wave from across the street. The mailman knew my name. At the store, someone would ask about my grandchildren. Those were tiny threads, but they made me feel part of something. Here, I'm invisible. I nod at familiar faces, but we never go deeper. It's like living among shadows. Loneliness here doesn't come from silence, it comes from the absence of being seen. You start to forget how it feels to be understood, noticed, remembered. Even my name feels like it doesn't belong to me anymore. I hear it less and less. Just room numbers, schedules, and reminders. The hardest part isn't being physically alone. It's realizing you could disappear and no one would know for hours. Maybe not until dinner. That's not drama. That's reality. I used to fear being alone in my house. Now, I fear being alone in a crowd. And that fear settles into your bones. At home, every day had a rhythm. Feed the birds, brew tea, water the plants. Even folding laundry meant something. Tasks that didn't just fill time, they anchored it. Here, the staff does it all. Meals are served, beds are made, clothes come back folded. At first, I thought I'd enjoy the break. But breaks aren't breaks when they never end. Days blur together. There's no Monday or Friday, just the next breakfast. The calendar is on the wall, but I rarely look. Time loses shape when it isn't filled with purpose. And when you're not needed, you start to wonder why you're here. You start asking yourself quietly, in the middle of the night, what is my role now? Purpose isn't about big things. It's not about awards or achievements. It's about the little stuff things only you did your way. The way I wrote grocery lists in cursive. The way I folded towels. The way I whispered goodnight to the house before turning off the lights. I didn't know how deeply those things defined me. Now without them, I feel lighter, but not in a good way. Like I've been unpinned. I float from meal to meal, from check-in to check-in. I am no longer steering. I am being carried. And while that may sound safe, it doesn't feel alive. It feels like being present without presence. If this part resonates with you, please like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. You are not alone in this feeling, and your voice still matters. I used to get phone calls every Sunday. My daughter, my grandson, even old neighbors would check in. For the first few weeks, those calls kept coming. But slowly, the world outside stopped checking. Not out of cruelty, just out of rhythm. People move on. Their lives continue, and you begin to fade from view. At first, I waited by the phone, then I just kept it nearby. Now I don't even bother. The silence hurts more than words ever could. The days are long and quiet. No more letters in the mail. No unexpected visitors. You start to wonder, do they even remember where I am, or that I'm still here? Being forgotten isn't about not being loved. It's about not being seen. In this place, you disappear slowly. Your voice gets softer. Your stories stop being told. Even the mirror seems to forget your face. You catch yourself staring into it, searching for the person you used to be. Sometimes a nurse asks, "How are you today?" And I want to say more than fine, but the moment passes. She's already moving on. You realize people aren't cruel, they're just busy. And busy people don't pause long enough to remember who you were before all this. I used to feel present, needed, part of someone's day. Now I feel like a picture on a shelf still there, but rarely looked at. That's the cruelest part of growing old in a place like this. You don't just age, you vanish. And sometimes you're the only one who notices. They knock before entering, but only once. Then the door opens ready or not. Privacy, once sacred, becomes protocol. I used to take pride in small routines. Now someone watches me put on my socks. At first, I felt grateful for the help. But slowly, that gratitude turned into embarrassment. And embarrassment into numbness. There are schedules for everything: showers, meals, even bathroom breaks. No room for sleeping in. No skipping lunch if you're not hungry. Decisions are made for me now. I miss choosing when to bathe, what to wear, when to eat. I miss being the author of my own day. It's not the care that breaks you, it's the rituals you lose. Shaving at my own pace. Listening to the radio while brushing my teeth. Deciding to skip breakfast and just have tea. Those tiny acts used to make me feel human. Now without them, I feel more like a patient than a person. The staff is kind, they really are. But kindness isn't the same as dignity. They smile, but I see the clock in their eyes. They're on a schedule too. They don't have time to wait while I look for my cardigan or remember what I was saying. And so, I hurry. I shrink, I adapt. Some days I push back. I button my own shirt, even if it takes longer. I tie my shoes, even when they offer. Sometimes they let me. Sometimes they sigh, but I insist. Because that fight for one moment of choice is all I have left. That moment reminds me I'm still me. If this feels familiar, please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe. Your story matters, and your dignity does too. Some say, if it's so bad, why don't you just leave? But it's not that simple. When you've been here long enough, this place becomes part of you. The daily routine, the rhythm, even the stillness, it's familiar. The food, the faces, the way light hits the same wall each afternoon. All of it becomes expected. I used to tell myself this was temporary. Just a phase until I was stronger. But months turned into years. My old house? Sold. My furniture? Given away. The things that made up my world are scattered now. Leaving isn't just walking out the door, it's building a life again from the ground up. And then there's fear. Out there, I'd need help again. Who would drive me? Who would cook? What if I fell? What if I forgot to turn off the stove? These walls may feel cold, but they keep me alive. They make sure I wake up each morning. The outside world doesn't guarantee that. Even when part of me longs to go, another part whispers, "Stay, it's safer." That whisper is steady, powerful. It grows louder each time I hesitate. That's the hardest truth of all. Even when your heart wants more, your fear teaches you to settle. And so, you stay in a life that no longer feels like yours. I haven't unpacked the suitcase in my closet. Maybe I never will, but it's there. A quiet reminder that I once believed in leaving, in starting over, and maybe someday I still will. But for now, I wait. I live in between the door that never opens and the world that slowly forgets I ever knocked. If you've made it this far, thank you, truly. It means more than you know. Telling this story wasn't easy. Reliving it even harder. But I needed to say these words not just for myself, but for everyone sitting silently in rooms like mine. We're still here. We still feel. And we still remember who we were. A nursing home isn't the end of a journey, but sometimes it feels like a long pause. A space between who you were and who you might still become, if only someone believed in that possibility. I don't want pity. I want recognition. I want to matter again. And maybe, by speaking up, I already do. Every crack in my voice is a memory trying to be heard. Every slow breath, a reminder that I'm still fighting to be seen. I may not have a house or a garden anymore, but I have my words. And my words carry decades of life, love, mistakes, and small victories that no one ever filmed, but I live them all. So, if you're watching this and you know someone like me, someone who once had a name beyond their medical file call them, visit them. Listen to their stories. You may not realize it now, but they are libraries waiting to be opened. They are songs waiting to be heard one more time. And if any part of this touched you, please like this video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe. Not just for me, but for every silent voice that deserves to be remembered.